3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so all of the levels in this game have the same names as another level on the PC version. Except there are only 13 of them, and you have to play them in a set order, starting with Ambush. Ambush,
So
we
the
have...
order,
Yeah, go ahead.
so the order of the levels are actually unlike the PC or console version. They are based on the show and the order of episode release. So as you know, Ambush is the first episode in the show, so it's going to be the first level.
It makes a bit more sense in this game, huh? And first thing we're going to do is go around the back there so that I can skip a cutscene. And then I'm going to do some character swapping, if you would like to explain that, Flaming.
So basically, the way character swapping works in this game is you can start a jump and then character swap, and then when you swap back to the character that you were originally at, it will store the jump that you had done before. So you can chain those, and then you can jump and then swap, and it'll give you the boost from the original jump.
So this is easily the game with the most effective and like powerful jump storage. On Jedi characters and on heavy clone troopers, you can get like a massive height boost at like a certain frame, and I believe it is frame 5 from when I did some testing. Every character can store a bit, and like more than in other games that have jump storage. This was found by Nice Fighter, who also found it in LEGO Indiana Jones 2 and LEGO Batman on the DS.
You can also notice that John is not jumping at all, and he's just attacking to get through things. Jumping as Yoda is actually slow for whatever reason,
Yeah,
so he's been
died.
trying to avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah, Yoda, we used to say that you lose 0.3 seconds every time you jump. I'm pretty sure every character is slower in the air, but Yoda in particular is more slow, so I don't know where the 0.3 came from, but it's just slow and I generally will be avoiding it. Alright, so there's more
Here,
jump
John is
storage through
just
there.
going to be using jump storage just to skip some of the puzzles and get up top here earlier than usual.
Yep, this is actually one of the shortest acts in the game. This level in general is really, really short. Like, this is a 5-minute level, more or less, and the first act alone of the next level we play will be as long as this. But this act has some pretty tough jump storages. Oops, I swapped the wrong way. And now I've got to do one more to land on a slightly thinner platform. First try, very nice. I'm going to shoot those enemies with my heavy clone character, which can one-shot them, so that I don't take any deaths. As
Those
you
two last jump
may or may not
storages are
know.
a bit more difficult than the rest.
Yeah. You may or may not know that deaths are really not punishing in LEGO games. I need to grab this, though. Ah, that's an unusual one, but I didn't grab hold of the trampoline. Still, they do waste time, and so we do not want them. I think that ruined a potential gold. So Act 3 is difficult just because of avoiding deaths. The jump storage we do is really not difficult here, but I say that. I don't usually fail at it, though. And then avoiding everything is really difficult, but 3 hearts here is quite higher than usual. And so I'm not going to die by this point. My gold is the only time I've ever done Act 3 deathless. So that's a reference for how hard it is for me to do at the moment. It's just stringing it all together, pretty much. Is there anything else to say about Act 3, do you think?
I think it's just mostly you're using your lightsaber attacks to block, because it's about the same speed as moving normally, I think.
Yeah.
And you have the addition of invincibility for a while.
Yeah, and on top of that, when you go into cutscenes or like camera pans like this, you can move in them when you start an attack, which is quite useful to gain a bit of ground. Alright, now I just have to take out this ship, which sometimes you just die and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's gonna happen here, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I didn't aim very well, so that's a problem on my end, but oh well. Wait, I need to shoot it one more time, oh no. And then we wait for it to explode. There's like an invisible barrier, but I can easily jump over it. And then just don't get rolled by the Droidica, because that would actually be a one-hit kill. And fortunately, you can skip cutscenes more or less freely in this game. But they're a bit finicky. Sometimes that you have to wait a bit before you can actually skip them. And yes, alright, so you donated for inverted controls. Thank you for that, and now I have to figure out how that's going to work. There is a minute-long tutorial first, so I guess I can get used to controls as much as possible, because this is not something I usually do.
Yeah, so the way the cutscene skipping works, I think, it's you have one frame, so the game actually runs at 30, but it's supposedly runs at 60, so it's one frame you can like input stuff and then one frame where you can't. So if you happen to click the start button to skip the cutscene during the incorrect frame, it just won't skip.
Right. There are some where you just have to wait for a certain amount of time anyway, unless you get there like really quickly. Alright, so it is just the vertical controls, but that is going to mess me up enough as it is. This is disgusting, actually. Oh, I don't like this. So yeah, the ship sections, I will fully admit, are not fun, so I wanted something to spice them up, and we have it available now. Yes, now I get to shoot down these vulture droids, and I can do a quick turn like this, although this one completely juked me, because they flew... Ah! There we go. The vertical control's getting the better of me.
Yeah, something that the vulture droids can do that is really annoying is they can just like hover right on top of you, so like you keep turning trying to get to them, and then they just keep getting behind you.
Yep. So now we've got that, but with 2 bombers. This is like a big tutorial area. I'm not at risk of running out... Ooh, why did I quick turn? I'm not at risk of running out of my torpedoes or missiles early here. But there will be quite a... Ah, vertical controls, oh no! Stop it. There will be quite a few stages later where I can run out of torpedoes from them blanking, which is a huge pain. Like, there's the last ship section in particular is really evil with blanking, because you have to do like an extra cycle of getting a new missile pack, and you can carry up to 6.
If you were able to easily get infinite torpedoes, you would actually save so much time.
Oh, for real, yeah. Because like you have to go back and refill and look for where they spawn. And it is pretty time consuming. So you could save, like, in some cases, up to 20 seconds. I'm so scared of these controls. You could save up to like 20 seconds sometimes if you didn't have to refill. Yes. We took out the 2 waves. Yeah, that's about 30 seconds slower than it usually should be, so... I think the inversion is in full effect. Alright, here we are going to destroy malevolence. That's how it works, right? I actually have no idea what happens in the story at all.
I'm pretty sure they are disabling the ion cannon, which is like the big plasma thing.
How? Wait, I didn't get that one? Okay. Yeah, we're disabling the ion cannon, and this level is called Destroy Malevolence. But in order to take out the ion cannon, we have to shoot 4 targets, each with 3 torpedoes, and then 1 last, so 5 in total. And it's going to be really cool, so I'm going to fly towards it, and it will lock on my target, shoot. I can only shoot 1 at a time, so I have to wait for them all to go. And I remembered which way I needed to press to go up, thankfully. I go down to go up. And now more targets will appear, but I have to turn around and get missiles. This is like a really tricky, a really tricky spawn, and like especially if it goes all the way over there on this side. Like this is the worst luck you can get, pretty much.
Something else bad about this part is I think it's if you shoot the final thing and like crash at the same time, you can just completely soft lock the level.
Fortunately, that's never happened to me, so let's not have it happen today. Because I've never heard of that. That is scary.
I think it's if you take a death at the same time as you hit the final torpedo.
Well, DS games can do very wacky things. Oh, well, I clipped through. Glitch-free game. I did not actually mean to do that one, but cool. This is going to not blank, apparently. Okay, that's nice of you to not blank. There's just... okay. I don't know how that worked, but I will take it. Okay. That is finally Act 1 done. And we get...
I'm finally done with the ship part.
Yep. There are 6 ship parts in the game. None of them are longer than 1 act, thank goodness. Yes, inside here we have 2 Jedis and we also have R2, so we're going to use R2 to go through here. I have to take out these battle droids first before the elevator comes down with supers, and I'm going to use this force leap pad to jump up. I can wall jump, I'm like Mario. You don't have to kill those enemies there, but I would probably die, and by probably I mean definitely, if I did not do that. Alright, this time we're going to be doing jump storage a different way. Fleming, how about you explain this one too?
So this version of jump storage is called slash storage, if I remember correctly. So basically what you do is you perform a jump slash and then you swap. And I think it gives slightly more height than just a normal jump storage.
It gives as much as like the optimal heavy clone trooper jump storage. So it's quite big, and we use it for some fancy out-of-bounds skips in this level.
I was about to start explaining the panel cutscene skip or whatever, but
well, you get to do that here anyway. We got one right here. Never mind. I'll show it. There. Wait, why did that not work? I'm so confused.
Yeah, so what John's trying to do is he's going to activate the panel, and then he paused, I think it's 1 frame after you activate the panel, and it just completely skips the mini game of turning the different colored birds.
Same idea as cutscene skip switcher in 3 of the DS LEGO games. Not this one. We don't need them. That is a trick that we knew from the Complete Saga DS. It doesn't work in every game though, so I'm actually kind of surprised it works in this one, since it's not running on the same engine as the Complete Saga. And then, I don't even know if this is faster, but to end this room in style, I'm going to jump onto this ship, and then we'll become R2 and fly into here. Oh yeah, this game is also completely one player, so there's no AI partner or anything. And we'll do another slash storage to come out of an R2 fly. Oh, not enough storage. Alright, let's do that again. There we go. And one last door skip. That will be the act done. Act 3 is the only act in the game in story where you have C-3PO, and we will never use him. But the droid panels can be used by any droid, including C-3PO. So I'm going to immediately lie and use this panel as C-3PO, and I cannot get any of them first try, so maybe I will not talk as I use them. And then there's going to be one of the more tricky and like precise skips, because I'm going to do some slash storage here and then fly around out of bounds. But I got it first try, because why not?
Nice. The timing on the panel skips is a bit weird because you'd think it's the frame, or like you think you want to pause at the same time as you click A, but it's actually like you click A and then pause slightly after.
So honestly, I don't know. That would be even a bit different to TCS. Grievous also foolishly kicks down a way to get up to him. There's gonna be, well, I've talked about how I don't, or how deaths will waste time, but I'm gonna take one on purpose here, because then this cutscene shows up and it ends the room early. I don't even remember what's supposed to happen there. Okay. Now the ship is collapsing or something. There's a gaping hole to outer space. Am I doing the story right? Is this what's happening?
I actually don't remember why. I think it's because you destroyed the ion cannon, but
That would make sense.
we'll just say that's right.
Luckily, there's a door that closes. Now we'll get jump storage on Padme. So Padme can't do like a full jump storage, but she actually got a pretty decent boost there to still make it over that gap. But you will see, like, in the next level with Commander Cody and in the level after with the Jedi, you will see the full effect of when jump storage gives you a lot of height. And here, yep, here I'm just going to shoot a target, then wait for this so I can use the force, and then I will step on buttons in a certain way to make it so that spaceship goes space. And then I get to the right side back into the door so that when this little animation is happening, when it's done, it will go straight to the end of the level.
I remember the lore for this part. I think the Jedi were recalculating the coordinates or whatever, so they would make the Malevolence crash into a moon.
I see. How about rookies? What happens in rookies?
Rookies, think there's like these commando droids and they like take over the entire facility somehow. So
Huh.
Captain Rex and Cody have to like take it back and blow it up.
Yep, so this level is completely between Rex and Cody. It would be a lot more fun if it had double jump characters, but you can still skip a few things in story with these two. Double jump characters being all Jedi and, well, Jar Jar Binks and maybe a couple others I don't really know.
Yeah,
But
if you
yeah.
just had one double jump character, you could save like 2 minutes.
Yeah, the
on
free
just
play
one
segment here is
hard
pretty good. Although you need more than a double jump character to skip the section I did just there. You also need a glide. So then the floor blows up, and I'm going to set up a jump storage. Because when I go down here, I will need it to cross this gap. Nice big height boost there. I need the maximum height boost here, so this requires the frame 5 jump storage. And got it. Oh, okay, it doesn't matter, I still made it over. I just bonked my head on the boulder. These, like, red, orange glowing things can only be destroyed by the heavy clone guns. Alright, so Act 2 is home of the best boss. So some stuff I have to do to get there, including a couple small skips like this. Then I will make my way across. Yeah, I can't think of anything to say right here, actually.
Well, you can see exactly like how broken just getting one extra jump is, because the developers obviously didn't intend for you to be able to get an extra jump. So like they put things just out of reach, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
and it allows you to skip most of this level.
Would now be a good time for 2 donations.
2 donations. You know what? Let's do one, and then we'll do
Okay,
one
one of them
after
doesn't
this.
have a comment, so.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's fine.
All right. We have 25 from Captain Paxo that says, I'm a man of my word. $25 for 5 silvers in the Myrtle fight. Thank you so much for having me on LEGOthon and letting me showcase 3 amazing games. Also, did someone say $2K by the end of the marathon? I don't know. Thank you, Paxo. And then we have $25 donation from Mum of Bear with no comment. Thank you very much.
That's my mom. All right. So yeah, what happened there was I didn't get the full storage the from the heavy clone character. But I needed that to try and bypass the worm there, so I didn't get jumped. That's one of the skips that's like pretty risky and doesn't save much time, but I go for it anyway. That was just a preview though for this boss, and what can we say about this boss right here?
And
It is a good
so
boss.
basically you just have to like try and spam it with the heavy trooper, but you also want to not die from the turrets. So
But after the first 4 hearts are down, it then takes a long time to get to the next phase, and I'm actually going to be taking some intentional deaths here, so that when the hitbox is ready again, even though there's no indication of that, but when it's ready again, then I can just make sure all the damage is dealt. But I'm at full hearts, so I might try and dodge everything. Just for fun. Not doing a great job, though. Okay, so I will probably take more damage this time on purpose. What's the story behind the worm? I know every time I come and vanquish this
I
worm.
just know that the worm was like there were worms like this living on the planet. I don't know why or whatever.
Yeah. So I would describe this as probably the coolest story mode that LEGO speedrunning has, except for when you are flying a ship or fighting a boss. And you can probably already tell why. Right, so now I have
This
to
is
take
like
out its
one of
eyes.
the
I don't even see that it has eyes, but I will take the game's word for it. And I died. That's unfortunate.
The boss fights in this game are either super long or super short. Like for example, the Grievous boss fight, you could just like easily damage him.
Yeah, the lightsaber bosses in this game are a joke, which is, I mean, it's not necessarily good gameplay, but it's a relief in a way, because in Complete Saga the lightsaber bosses go absolutely ham and you can't even like make them better most of the time. Alright, that's the worm done. I like slightly fast-ish, except with a death that was not fast. Then I bounce up, and I go through this no entry sign, because I am a rebel. Actually, I'm a clone trooper, I'm not a rebel trooper yet. This poor battle droid, though. Ow. That's gotta hurt. That battle
This one
droid
has
did not
some
make it to
tough
retirement.
spots.
Alright, one more act. It's a little bit shorter. First thing I have to do is do a bit more shooting, honestly. Except it's a bit more difficult and honestly more annoying than the worm fight, because the aim is not very consistent with your gun.
Yeah, you only have to hit like 3 or 4 different boxes, but for some reason all
And then that gives us a brick. And bricks are cool because we can clip with them. So I'm going to place it right, not right up next to it, but enough so that I can go through like that. Nice and clean. I'm gonna swap back to Cody because of the one shotgun he has. Oh, I didn't see them. The other ones spawn in. But I guess they did. Then we see these really awesome gonks. Pretty big gonk.
Yeah, so the reason you can clip with the boxes is when you're inside of them and you move, it like it tries to get you out as soon as possible, so it kind of flings you out to the closest way out. So like you can jump on it and then not hold any inputs, but the second you move when you're inside the box, it'll try and get you out.
Okay. I didn't really put that one close enough to the door, but thankfully it was like not too far either, so I could do a backup clip. It needed to be closer to go straight through though. Alright, now I've got to sharpshoot these targets. Oop. This is not super fast. I didn't do that in the most optimal way. But now I take out the supers. And then a gonk does some helpful stuff for me, and platforms will rise out of the pit. And I will jump across. How about that? Your single jump is honestly pretty floaty in this game as it is, so there are a lot of gaps that look like you can't really make it across them, but in reality, you can, like those ones there. Chimkey slow indeed, that's a good emote. Although those gonks in that emote don't look quite as big as these boys. Then for some reason I have to put dynamite on them after all they've done for us. What's the logic behind that?
That's not very polite to the gonks.
Nope. I would even call it rude. Okay. So Duel of the Droids is up next. Isn't this like the first level played in PC in the main level order, other than the prologue?
No, so in PC and console, we actually start on Dooku because of RNG, but this is the first one in the Grievous storyline.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna get slash storage here again. We need some big storage to get over these, and we're seeing it in full effect there. Look at that height boost. I think the slash storage is more lenient. I could be wrong though. It just seems a lot easier to get the timing. And sometimes when you swap, like, your character will pause in midair, which wastes time, so it's a bit annoying, but it's usually a sign that you actually got it. And probably an indication that yes, it works on more than one frame. I haven't really tested it with slashes. Act 1 in this level is pretty short. The other acts get longer as you go, but we've been finding all kinds of new skips actually. So it's been getting shorter and shorter, which is really nice. However, it makes this one of the scariest levels to play. This and the next one, Lair of Grievous, are like the two hardest in terms of the skips you have to do. I don't know why I broke those. I didn't need to do that.
These next two, or this level and the next one, have a bunch of like really difficult jump storages because you need to basically get the perfect frame for most of them, and then you also have to chain them.
Yeah, and chaining is difficult because, like, you can't character swap too quickly, otherwise the game just won't let you. But you also need to do it quickly, and in order to do that, for it to register, you have to tap one of the shoulder buttons for whichever way you're going for more than one frame, so it has to be at least two to work properly. I don't get why my panel skips are not working. I really thought I got that. That should have just worked. Okay. I get to ignore the paper planes here. And set up another slash storage. This one you also really need to get perfect so you can go over that fence when you swap. Then I need to do these two things. Okay, well, finally a successful panel skip. I need to do that panel to open the door, and then I also need to get rid of the force field. So I build that switch there. Then I'm going to run into Grievous. So yeah, saber bosses are thankfully a joke in this game. Doesn't make for the greatest content, however, we can get done with it quickly in the name of speedrunning. And I'm about to set up the first instance of jump storage with more than one character. Although I did do it for safety in the very first level, on the first one I did. That one doesn't require it, that was just for safety. This one does require it. So I'm going to cycle through to Heavy Clone, and then get on top of this box. And we made it up. Now I'll fly across. And that skips a decent amount of time. Meanwhile, R2 is getting carried off because he's been smashed up into pieces. Poor guy. These Magna Guards are going to come charging for me, but I'm going to ignore them with the power of jump storage. That one also technically only requires the one from the heavy clone, but you need a full one. So I usually do an extra one for safety. Only takes an extra second or so.
That skip is not cool because it skips gonk trampoline.
It skips the gonk trampoline, but it also skips cruelty to gonk droids. There's a certain chatter that I see their name right now, who is always up for protecting the big worms and the gonk droids. But yeah, what I did there is actually at the start of Act 3, so I shot the target over there that we'll technically see again in just a moment. And then I am going to go into this room and save R2 from whatever he did. Once again, I'm going to ignore the Magna Guard, though. And when I build R2, he will actually destroy the guard for me. I didn't wait long enough before swapping, though, because technically R2 was not added to my party at that time. Unfortunate.
Dueling the Magna Guards is kind of annoying because sometimes you can just like instant kill them, or sometimes you have to go into this like dueling animation, which takes forever.
Yeah, and thankfully there's only one time in this run where we actually have to duel them. Ooh, I don't like that storage. That's why. This is another one where you really don't have to do it. It doesn't save much time, but time saves, right? Yeah, I'm not getting the full storage here. And okay, there we go. Sometimes I make sounds to try and help me, because I try to split it up into sixths of a second, because it's a 30 frame per second game, and so it's technically a sixth of a second, so sometimes it's like, and that helps me. Yeah. So here we go up here. I'm going to shoot across here. This room I don't have much to say. It's gonna go on for a little while, but it's sort of the calm before the storm. And I just got taken across with that bridge. That's not something I usually get to happen, but that's pretty cool, I guess. I have to take out these things on the side first.
I don't understand how you're still like on the collision of the bridge. You're like off the edge.
Yeah, I've never seen it quite like that before, I'll be honest. So, one more after this, sorry, and then we'll get into the big skips of the run. There's going to be like 4 pretty precise skips that get actually more precise as you go. So, Wish me luck. First of all, the characters get reunited here. The clone troopers run into Anakin and R2, and then also Ahsoka comes through there. So we've got everyone. Oh yeah, we also have R3. Let's not forget R3. I will set up a storage here for this one. I need to jump on top of this, then get on this thing, which has really small collision, and then get the storage to go over that wall. That's part one. Now I'm going to go into what is as good as a parallel universe by chaining together 3 jump storages, which is already pretty tricky. So I'm going to set that up as I walk over there. I'm going to do /storage with Anakin, and then regular jump storage with the 2 clones, and Ahsoka's going to double jump over there. Not quite enough. Yeah, I did not get a good jump storage from the heavy clone. There's just a frozen bullet there. How about that? That looks good. There we go. Okay. Now I have to set up all that again. And wrestle... actually, that was not good. I didn't double jump quickly enough, so... the camera. This is exactly the problem here, because I shouldn't be over here at any point. This is only technically used for a cutscene area. But there we go, we got behind the door and we did the skip. So, I mean, a little rougher than it could go, but honestly, for a no reset, I will take that any time. But wait, there's a 4th skip.
That room is probably one of the most difficult in the run.
I agree. So now I have to get a perfect storage. Oh, I got it, but I thought I didn't, so I redid it. And then I have to jump right on the edge, and I don't think that was it, to skip this ship here. Oh, yeah, not close enough. Full storage, but not close enough to the edge. Nope. This one's really precise, and it's also one of the newest skips in the game. Too late this time. I don't know why I'm having trouble. Okay, I do know why I'm having trouble with it, but I kind of disagree, you know, when you think you're doing it right and the game tells you otherwise. That, yeah, if that didn't work, I would have been extremely surprised and disappointed. Overall, that probably didn't save time in the end, but it doesn't skip just the boss, because after that ship boss, there is a long event cutscene. So, yeah. It's over with now, a really hard stage in this run. That being said, we're gonna go on to another pretty tricky stage. Maybe not as hard as this one, but there's still a pretty major skip in every act. And then R2 absolutely wrecks R3.
Is it better to jump with the heavy trooper and do the storage with the regular clone, or is it the other way around?
So, the regular clone cannot get that huge height boost. So that's why I need to do... that's why I need to do the storage with the heavy clone. Alright. Here's some pretty nice movement, just jump spacing and then jump storage over there. Or /storage, this would be with Jedi. To get over those 2 gaps pretty quickly. I'm going to skip opening this door by taking kind of like a back entrance, which you're supposed to be able to get up here from inside, but I can use jump storage to enter early. This next one is not going to be like super necessary, but it is a time save, and I got up there, so no problem. Alright. I believe this is Newt Gunray, with a very high-pitched laugh. And then, Battle Droid on the toilet number 1. I have to take out these 3 battle droids, and then we will prepare for fighting Grievous. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the Force on this. get a jump storage ready, and then once I go over here, the fight will activate. But I'm actually going to decide not to fight instead, so I'll jump up here, get to the middle, which you're not really supposed to get up to. I swapped the wrong way. You're not really supposed to get up to the middle, but I can do that because I have this massive height boost stored. Then I'm going to do 1 slash storage and 1 heavy clone storage. I guess the slash storage didn't work. Get up on this really thin wall and go through the top of the wall like that to skip the boss entirely.
Nice. That one's really difficult.
Yeah, that's definitely the most difficult of the skips in this level. Although this one, if you miss it, then you don't get another chance to do it. So this is the lava pit skip. Currently there's an invisible wall up there. But once this pit opens past there, you can get jump storage to go up. So you cannot go too early, otherwise you will go into the pit and the skip will not be possible anymore.
If I remember correctly, there was a way to do that without jump storage.
Really?
I'm not sure though. I think so.
I mean, jump storage
Or it
is
might have
safe at
been
least.
free play. It might have been free play.
Free play is weird. I don't really know enough about it in this game. This is the one case in the game where I have to defeat the Magna Guards, but I got them both with that Heavy Clone Trooper's grenade, which is the only time I really want to use that in the run, but it's pretty effective if you get it like that. Although it doesn't always seem to work, so I'm happy it did for this run. Then, who are we gonna see right here?
I think this is Grievous's pet.
Yeah, I've been told this is Gore, and sorry Gore, but I had to do it. Alright, that's Act 2 done already. Pretty quick. This is in fact one of the shorter stages, and the skips definitely help. There's like a...
Oh yeah, there's the skip.
Yeah, this is the other big skip in the level. Doesn't look like much just going over that door, but there's actually a long waiting section where you have to shoot 14 battle droids, and it takes a while. There's also like other event cutscenes involving Grievous that happen before you can do that, so it's like a 40-second skip, I believe. And this is the final room of this level. Grievous is going to be at the top, so I'll fight him when we get up there. But I have to find a way to get up there first. Unfortunately, there's no quicker way to get up there at the moment. Oops, I pressed the attack button a couple times there, which caused my character to not stop running while I was attacking, so I couldn't build as quickly as I wanted to. I used the heavy clone there to take out those supers easily. Yes, this phase of Grievous is a little bit different, and you should always get a 2 cycle, although 4 and 6, when you get 4 in phase 1, it's never like a really good sign. I got it though, luckily. So yeah, 2 cycle there is pretty important. And then I just retreat to the Starfighter. Hello? I'm going invisible, what is this? Lego Star Wars 2? Where was the end level zone? Okay, so yeah, thanks to the skips in that level, that is actually one of the shortest. If not the shortest, actually.
Can I read a donation real quick?
Now is a really good time, actually.
We have a $20 donation from ChessWiz that just says, "Hype."
Hype. Hi, Chess.
Thank you, Chess.
Yeah, so Gungan General here, not too much to say. There's gonna be stuff that isn't gonna go my way when I'm shooting this ship over here, but since Chess donated, I will mention it now. There is going to be, well, there are going to be 2 races on GDQ Hotfix next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern between myself and ChessWiz. We submitted LEGO Star Wars 3 PC versus DS to the What's Faster show, and since it doesn't fill up the full time slot, there was time for another one, so I also have to derust Complete Saga DS any %, which will be raced against ChessWiz playing Episode 1 Super Story on PC. So, I hope everyone's excited for that, because it's sure to be a really fun time.
Is it not possible to do double jump storage around the tank or whatever?
What, like the bridge? Or...
Yeah.
So... that skip in free play sections, I do that in all mini-kits, and it's really odd, such that I actually end up having to use Poggle there. So, yeah, I don't think jump storage would really work there, because there's a lot of invisible walls that you have to get around. To end off this section with a lovely death. Yes, to end off this section, I'm going to do, you guessed it, jump storage to get up here. And yes, this outside section is pretty difficult. I need to get my perfect heavy clone trooper storage so I can get up to this platform early. Was that a really delayed sound effect? I don't know what I just heard. But yes, I'm going to take out this base. Is there a lore on what this base is, what we're doing?
This is Dungeon Gym, right?
That's what the level is,
So
yeah.
I think what it is Obi-Wan and Anakin and Count Dooku, they all got trapped by pirates. So they're like disabling the electricity for the entire like place they were at. I don't know what it was.
Okay, this time I also need the full storage. Wait, how is that not getting up? Hello? Game? Are we arguing again? Huh. Then I take out these things on the sides. There's one on the other side too, but I'm going to shoot it from off screen while I'm over here. And that will do it. And I'm going to take a drink, because I have not done that at all this run. So, hydrate, everyone. In a moment, I'm going to see if I can turn flaming up on my stream. Or maybe you can speak a bit closer, I don't know. But yeah, if I do that, just a bit of a warning to Justin, if there are more donations, you'll probably be really loud. So, this is the shortest act in the game. It's pretty simple. I'm going to use Dooku, though, because I don't know for certain, but I think Dooku slashes move ever so slightly faster. You already don't lose time from attacking and running in this game, which is very nice, because in other LEGO Star Wars games, whenever you attack with a lightsaber, you sort of stop in place and then slash. But in this game, you can run at the same time, and I'm pretty sure Dooku's is a bit faster. I did gold this act by like 2 seconds the other day, and I don't really know how, so maybe it had something to do with that. Although, deaths are certainly not going to help. And the act is going to be over pretty much as soon as I open this door. Wow, these deaths are kind of brutal. Okay, and it's Act 3 already, and it doesn't really feel any different because we still have the same characters and it looks like more or less the same area. Oh, I didn't think about... Wait, I didn't get the blue brick. I didn't think about going for like a skip that I don't usually go for. It would save a lot of time, but I don't like the one where you go over the force field here. These pirates are actually going to kill me again, and it is going to be really sad.
Speaking of the brick, I tried forever to get like a clip through the door, but for some reason it just like makes you slide across the door instead of putting you through.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Not every door actually works with blue brick clips. It's only the few we do. I think there's 4 in the run in total. Wait, no, where's the 4th? I can think of the 2 in rookies and the 1 in hidden enemy. But yes, now Dooku leaves, so we don't have him anymore. And
Hidden
more
enemy
slash
one is
charge.
the force field, right?
Which one, sorry?
The hidden enemy one is the force field one, right?
Yes. Man. Okay, I have to stand on that tiny bit there. I'm invincible while using these Jedi pads. Or at least to cut the shapes like that. But I didn't want to die again, so I had to take care of that pirate after that. And yeah, the level's almost over. Alright, so let me see if I can sort out Flaming's audio in just a second. The force field in Act 3 here can also be clipped through. Man, I wish I knew that already. But yeah, okay. Turned you up a little bit. Hopefully that helps.
You know if the cutscenes are the same as the PC and console version? Because they look the same.
After, like, TCS tried to make its own cutscenes, I think they have just done that yet. Oh no, inverted controls. Okay, here we go. So, the next 5 levels all have one ship section. So I'm going to be dealing with inverted controls for the next 5 levels, at least one point. This is Jedi Crash. It starts off with this section. There are going to be 10 hyena bombers that I have to defeat. But it's going to be useful if I can be ready for them and like pointed in the direction that they will appear, although I need to actually get the level started by shooting down enough of the vulture droids. And that's proving to be very difficult when I cannot control my ship properly. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's taking a long time to get started here. I really did not shoot down many at all. Yep, and now they're all the way over here. So I can evade the missiles approaching if it actually gives me the warning, but sometimes the warning for them disappears and the missile approaching is actually still there. It's still a threat. You can tell because the bottom screen is flashing red. One thing I can use the bottom screen for in these ship levels is I can see like where my enemies are, like the red dots, or the pink ones in the case of the bombers. So yeah, once again I was really not set up to go after these hyena bombers, but I'll try and do a better job this next time. It's going to appear pretty far towards the direction I'm facing now, although I will need to take out at least one vulture to progress. Why not another? Give me something to do. Right, even now I don't think I got far enough forward. Yeah, they're not in range right now. But I was at least facing in the right direction this time. Oh, hello? Why did that happen? Did I really... Okay. I got automatically turned around there, which is unfortunate. Because it turned me away from the bomber I was trying to get to. But yes, now I need to refill my missiles again. And the last 4 bombers should appear, like, up here. Which is tougher to get to than you might think with the inverted controls. But yes, thank you for donating for that already. It is really incredible that all the incentives have already been met, and we are breezing past our LEGOthon donation total record. So, it's been awesome for this to be Like my second LEGOthon and also first one as a series mod. I didn't even do that much to prepare for this marathon. But yes, it's really awesome to see what this community has done this year. All of our games have really awesome new things to show off. And there are some new ones that have been in these events that have never been shown off before. As the main handheld player, I'm really happy to see 6 of the handheld games in this event too. This being one of my favorites.
I think last year only had like 2, right?
Last year had 4, but 2 of them were like unconventional. You did one of them, remember?
Yeah. I thought it. Well, I was thinking more of like just DS, not 3DS.
Oh, well, yeah, but we also have a GBA game in this one.
Yeah. But I think last year it was TCS, and then there was LIJ, right?
No, it was TCS Batman, you did Ninjago Shadow over Ronin, and EJP, I believe it was, did LEGO Friends. Can't forget LEGO Friends. The other handheld LEGO games that have been in LEGOthon before 2021, I got this wrong last year. The other games that have been in were LEGO Island 2, Game Boy Color, and a couple years later on the Game Boy Advance. They might have both been done by Japanese Spaghetti. Shoutouts to you, however you are doing. Ahsoka just made a really weird sound. Oh, nice! Double deflect on those supers. So that's really fast because they take 2 hits usually, but if you deflect their blaster bolts right back at them, you can take them out in 1, and I got really lucky there. That's like the main thing you can do to save time in this level, which is otherwise very straightforward. Haha, literally. So yeah, I'm going to continue going straight forward and not really worry about any of these enemies. I'm just going to keep slashing to try and avoid taking damage from any of the blaster bolts. And once we go back down here, the act will be done. Pretty much. Gotta work a bit further. And skip a cutscene. This is one of those cutscenes that takes a little while, again. That was actually a gold split, funnily enough, thanks to that double deflect.
I don't know why it's only the cutscenes on DS that like can't be skipped properly. The ones on PSP are always instant.
Yeah, so I did a skip there. I completely just couldn't think of anything to say, but yeah, that was a skip. It saves quite a lot of time. There was a double jump first to bypass an invisible wall. Like, you can just barely get around it without storage. In fact, storage wouldn't even help, because you cannot character swap in midair if you are falling. So you have to do it, like, before you start falling in your jump. And then to avoid fall stun, I am going to slash now. Oh, let's use Ahsoka because she doesn't pause when going down. That means I can just like get further into this cutscene as well. There's a probe droid here. If you heard him, you might have heard him say beer in the basement. That's what I hear. I do not drink, for the record. But yes, I think it's a funny thing to hear them say. In the Skywalker saga, they say beer in the fridge. They change their minds. Okay, this is... yeah, we cannot clip with this blue brick here, so we're going to have to do it normally. Actually, I don't know. I don't think I've ever even tested this one, but I'm going to assume that this does need the tree to fall.
And it seems like one that would work, but I don't know why. Just doesn't.
I said it can't be skipped, and then I just realized I've never actually tested it. Fun fact about this level, you can pretty much entirely one-visit it for collectibles. You can get all 10 mini-kits and the red power brick in actually completely intended ways, too. This last room that I'm going to go into has 4 mini-kits and the red power brick. The only reason you cannot fully one-visit this level is because this game has True Jedi free play as well. And that gate skip is more important than it looks, because it doesn't just skip using the Force, there's an event cutscene that happens if you open it using the Force. Now I just have to shoot down a bunch of stuff with this. Aim at their platforms, and then turn around to get ready for the next section, where I have to take out all the battle droids over here. And one of the most important tricks in the run is coming up after this, which is called the one-cycle ducks. If you do not get one-cycle ducks, your run is as good as dead. You may as well just start over. Wow, I did it. I did the one-cycle ducks.
Let's go.
So, shooting all of those ducks within 30 seconds is a mini-kit, fun fact. But you actually have to do it to end the level anyway. Shoot them all down. And yeah, that's the end of Jedi Crash. Well, I say it is, but the level has other ideas. That's 7 out of 13 levels down. Next one will be, what is it? Hidden Enemy. Hidden Enemy is a tale of two halves. The first half is, like, great because there's a skip in every room, like the first 5 rooms of the level. This first one's a small skip. You just use jump storage to get up there, and you skip the slowest fan in all of LEGO. Other than myself, I'm a pretty slow LEGO fan. But then I will slash my way outside. Then we will set up a zip wire to get across. Let's see how they do. Anakin will get across smoothly. Nice flip. And, oh, Rex tried the same thing, but got a bit ahead of himself. And Obi-Wan and Cody think it's hilarious. I mean, don't you?
I think it's pretty funny, but not as funny as Act 2.
We'll get there soon. So this is another... Oh, I need to chain jump storages here to get over this wall and skip a boss fight. Pretty big time save. And then an even bigger time save is having to chain the storage here, which will be hopefully right now. Nice. Getting that one first try is really good for me because it's quite tricky to get all the right heights from them. You see the tri-droid climbing up in the background. We'll have to deal with that fella later. And this is the other place in the game where we do a blue brick clip. I'm probably going to die because I don't have a good way to dodge these. Never mind, I am really cool. That seems too far. Yeah, I have to set that one up again. That's too close.
I definitely just watched you get hit by like 3 different bullets. But...
Oh, there we go. I died in the end. Can you pull the switch, please, Cody? Alright, and now we get the lovely elevator music scene. So I'm gonna dance for you all. Cody's got moves.
This is the best room in the entire game.
Now I need to set up just 2 storage, 2 layers of storage this time to get up here. And, oh, not quite enough. Ah, come on. It's not letting me do the second character swap now. There we go. And then jump into this, so it begins the next section. Cutscene, come on, you're usually better than that. So yeah, the first 5 rooms, other than the elevator, all had a good skip, and this is where the level has a turning point. Yeah, what can I say about this? It is the most auto-scroller because I don't have to do anything. If I die, it keeps going anyway, and no matter where I am in the stage, it's not any different. So I'm not controlling my Y-Wing at all right now.
I'm pretty sure you can like not click a button on your DS and still get like 2 mini kits.
Yes, you can you can actively try to avoid both of the mini-kits in this section, and you will collect 2 mini-kits. I don't know why that happens, but yeah. As you just go by them, the game gives them to you. So, inverted controls aren't coming into play right now. However, I am absolutely terrified for the Tri-Droid coming up. Because the Tri-Droid is like the main section of this to optimize. And with inverted controls, it's going to be a whole different beast. So we'll see. I'm going to have to be dodging in between lasers. Haha, that's me. And my commentator, funnily enough. Although we disagree on spelling.
Well, I never said that my spelling was correct. I just thought it looked cooler.
Okay. Let's see if this works. This is so scuffed. All I have to do is just get used to it here, like, because I'm only going to be really pressing up and down. Although not all of my shots are landing, and I died. Yep. So the main tricky part is like weaving in between them and like quickly getting all the shots in. Why is that not enough? Ah. I've been struggling with this part as of late anyway, so inverted controls definitely do not help me. That's the end of Act 2, though. You're going to see a really big height boost at the beginning of this with only 1 layer of slash storage. So I'm going to character swap into this corner here, and actually it wasn't as big as usual, but yeah, that is like the most free jump storage in the game because of how it sort of forces you up when you get there anyway. You cannot clip through this door. This one we have tested, but I can sort of land like right on the blue brick spot there, and my character will take fall stun, which means he drops anything he's holding. Now we're going to go in and fight Ventress. This first hit is basically I'm going to keep slashing as much as I can into this event cutscene here. And just keep pressing the attack button. And even then it didn't work. That's basically the best thing you can do is hope that you get the hit off before she does, because if she gets a hit on you first, you just die and waste a couple seconds. But then we have the pit. First things first, it's going to be kind of like Darth Maul from the Complete Saga, where she throws objects at you and you have to throw them back. Or indeed Moaning Myrtle in the previous run. Although, thankfully we don't get any silver objects. What we do get now is she's going to drop things on me, and it doesn't really matter if I die, but I am trying to use an audio cue to get out of the way, but it's really faint, so I'm going to try and listen in first of all. Okay, there we go. And I only need to force one of these over because of jump storage. Now this next phase, I wait for her to be done with spinning, And there we go. And you thought the Tridroid was already destroyed? Well, actually, is this the same Tridroid or a different Tridroid that she jumps into now?
I'm not sure. Because I
Well,
don't... There's no auto-scroller section in the PC and console version.
okay. Well, that's for the best. But now I have to attack the foot. Each foot I destroy is worth 2 hearts on the boss's health meter. So that's that one taken out, and now I gotta go in the other one. You have to stay in the circle here and dodge the attacks. It looks easy enough, although embarrassingly sometimes I do die to the foot. But yeah, I just go left and right and then back in the middle here for the final hit. And then this is how Ventress goes down. She shouldn't have tried to stand on top of it. That was actually a gold split too, which is surprising given I died on phase 1. This is an... okay. That I skipped that much sooner than usual. Blue Shadow Virus is... is already happening. It's one of my least favorite stages. Although, I like it more than I like Liberty on Ryloth, which we also have not yet seen.
This is the one with the really funny Act 2 repetition.
It's the Act 2 that goes on forever, although it's actually not the longest act in the game. The longest act in the game is Liberty Act 3. But Act 2 in this level is longer than, like, 3 of the levels in the game. And a level is always 3 acts long. So, it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, there's nothing too difficult going on in the beginning here, but I think in my PB I actually, fell down here. I'm looking at my possible time save and seeing 21 seconds. How can that happen in Act 1? But I probably fell down from the top here because I know that happened recently. So, tell me about Blue Shadow Virus. What does Blue Shadow Virus mean?
So, I think what it was is... there was an underground lab that this guy was making a virus, and I know that they sent or they were trying to use it on the population of Naboo. So this actually takes place on Naboo, in case you're wondering. And then
I can see that.
yeah, he was gonna use it to kill every single person in Theed or whatever.
Wow, a
And then
completely
Jar Jar
original
ate
plot.
the virus.
Is it Wat Tambor? Because I know he shows up a
think
couple
so.
times. But yes, then I am going to begin Act 2, I guess. I don't know what I even did right there, but it begins Act 2, and this has the same thing 3 times in a row. Well, first of all, I'm going to destroy the Hyena launch platform. You can thankfully change your targets in this game, which I didn't think about being possible for this act until much later than I should have, and then I have to take out these last 2 bombers. Oh, this is going to be a different story with inverted controls, isn't it? Well, thank you for donating to the incentive. I do appreciate it, and it is going towards a very good cause. So I need 3 missiles to take out this tower here, so I need to get this pack first. One thing I actually can do to speed up this section, though, is after I take out this tower, I can do a death warp. Because when I have to start my bombing run here, it's going to take me... Oh, I didn't actually die. Wow. I was close to it, and then it decided I would be dead anyway. That's nice, video game. That's very nice. I don't actually have to take out these cannons on the ground, or turrets or whatever. Tanks. I think they're tanks. We'll call them tanks. The thing that does matter is the part at the end here. And then my positioning is going to be way off with my up and downs mix, but I can kind of like spawn camp these vulture droids. I actually did it pretty well anyway. Hey, not bad. Then I'll take out this tower again, and yep, there's going to be another bombing run. Hopefully the death warp works this time. Yeah, okay, I actually died. That's what I wanted. Because that's going to put me right in front of the bombing run here. And so this is the second time I have to go through this. And I know you all love it. So just because I'm that nice, I am going to show it to you a third time. Are you ready? So here we go. I'm going to try and spawn camp the vultures again. Okay, yeah, I'm too close this time, unfortunately. Ooh. I cannot figure this out quickly enough. I do need more missiles, though, because I am now out of them. Hey, get back here, you. So then the radar tower will come up again. It just comes up from the ground. Just pops up into existence. And one last death warp. This one is... Whoa, nice death! Very high in the sky there. This one is even more powerful than the other ones because it actually spawns you inside of the trigger for the bombing run. So I don't even have to move into it. And that's going to be at the end of this ship section, but it's not even the end of the act. Not even close. So, time to get a drink. Time for a few hydrations.
For the last death warp, does it actually, like, start the section earlier, or no?
I don't think it really starts it while you're dead, but it does, like, you spawn in the trigger that starts the bombing run, so it cuts out any movement before that. I hope that explanation made sense.
Yeah, I was just asking because sometimes if you, like, hit a trigger while in a camera pan for, like, other games, it'll just activate the trigger during the camera pan.
Yeah, so the next part of the act that is still going is getting out of here. I don't actually need to defeat all the droids, but I will show something off that's very funny. So that droid gets taken out in the cutscene, and then these clones come down and be our friend, but they actually count towards the counter, so you can get your mini kit that way, which is the fastest way to do it for all mini kits. Because it means you don't have to turn around at any point other than to go back and get your blue brick. There's another skip I can do here, using the heavy clone trooper here, and then I switch back to Obi-Wan to get on top of this. I'm gonna keep shooting to not take any fall stun, and also like hold, that wasn't good, but hold the attack button to take this out. And yeah, that should be the end of Act 2, right? So yeah, there's gonna be a big hole in the wall. I can run away from it, but it'll progress anyway. Alright, end of Act 2. Okay, meanwhile... Wait, no, this is still Act 2. This is going on forever. This is crazy. So yeah, I believe that is Wat Tambor, who is torturing Padme and Jar Jar. Violence. So I'm going to turn off this electric floor very quickly, because I'm a speedrunner. And I'm going to, yeah, not... Oh, why does this keep happening? I'm not sure what I've been struggling with here, but yeah, you can skip using the Force to get those platforms to be fully available because you can just land on the edge there anyway. Okay, for real this time, that is the end of Act 2. Act 3 is the trickiest part. So we've had Act 1 is kind of like the introduction. Nothing much to it. Act 2 is just like boring and goes on forever. Act 3, some tricky parts. I'm going to try and do this jump without storage. And I actually did it. That's pretty tricky. Like, a lot of the time I will get storage for safety, but I decided to try to go for it without right there. And I guess it was worth it, because it does save time. This is kind of like the botanical gardens, like Poison Ivy in Batman, where you make stuff grow randomly. Can you bounce, please? Okay, that was weird. I don't know why it didn't bounce when I landed on it. I guess I was too far. Usually it's got a very generous hitbox. Alright, this part's a bit trickier with the slash storage. It's pretty precise to get on top of this tap first, and then this part I completely whiffed. So let's go for it again. Nope. Ah, and I fell down. Yeah, this is why it's tricky. Okay, we got up this time. Have to open this door to get these vines to uncurl so I can jump across safely. I've tried jump storage, I've tried like flying and free play, but yeah, you pretty much have to uncurl those vines there. So now we go after the poison. Although they're trying to throw it at us the whole time too. I'm just going to climb this room quickly. Here's another instance of like the single jump being pretty floaty, so you think you might want to double jump that, but you don't actually have to. And then we jump to the elevator, where we have this really epic boss fight. Look at that. That boss fight seems to be a lot shorter than it is on PC.
Oh no, don't remind me of that.
I'm sorry. I haven't actually played LEGO Star Wars 3 on PC or console, so I don't know too much about it, but I've been watching the Wizard of Chess, practicing that, because, well, I want to know a bit more about it for a race next Friday, and also that run is coming up later tonight. It's going to be LEGO City Undercover after this, and then it'll be the PC version of this game. Oh no. This is going to be like probably I think the inverted controls are going to get worse and worse like as we go. But this is the second to last ship section in the game.
Yeah, because Legacy doesn't have any ship sections, it's just Storm and then Liberty.
Yeah, Liberty on Rylith has probably the worst one. Because of having to make sure none of your missiles blank. We haven't really had a chance for that to happen yet in this run, but it's going to happen like in the next section. Like the biggest time save in my PB is this act, but I'm also taking out this wave of vultures really, really slowly, which isn't helping matters. Yes, we have to destroy the frigate, or the frick gate, because it really fricks you up. So there is 7 panels, which means that you need to use 21 torpedoes, but oh boy, they can blank. Particularly on the 2 on the back. So now that I should only have to get 3 extra packs, but sometimes I have to get 4 because they blank just that often. I'm really going the wrong way because of the inverted controls. Alright, so I'm going to hopefully go around the back here, which will help them not to blank, because they take a sort of a wide path on the right side. Alright, they did not blank, thankfully. So that's the worst part done with. Take out this one here. And the one over here. I'm gonna have to turn around to get my missile pack because it always spawns in back here. Oh, it's above me.
Did you know that the two at the bottom, near the back, those are actually like 5 times worse on PSP?
Are they? Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad I don't run PSP then. Yeah, so the PSP and DS versions of this game are largely the same, but we do separate them on the boards because of some differences. Such as, I think in Gungan General, there's like extra rooms on PSP.
I think so. I'm not sure what the rooms are. I haven't actually been able to notice the difference, but I know that my split was like 2 minutes longer when I was running on PSP compared to DS.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. That poor clone. There's a couple things I want to say about this section. Like the bombs here. Like, this section's kind of annoying because, oh yeah, so I shot that bomb to explode it, but the hitbox is there forever and ever. And also, like, I'm trying to shoot, but shoot and dodge are on the same button. So sometimes you kind of unwillingly dodge, which sort of halts your progress. But yeah, I'm going to do one jump storage here to get up here, but now I have to... Oh, never mind. Promising start. Now I have to chain 2 together to get over this gap, and that ends the act. So the second 2 acts are pretty short. I need to get the full heavy clone storage here to get up there. I will remind you once again that that is actually frame perfect to get the perfect jump storage on heavy characters. It needs to be frame 5, and frame 5 only works. It gives you a much bigger height boost than any other frame. Like, there's a few frames that you can actually store your jump height with, but frame 5 works so much better than anything else. Another jump storage here. This one doesn't need to be frame 5, and it wasn't, and you saw it work anyway. Beer in the basement once again. I'm going to save my friend Numa from the scary droids. Hey, why did that not hit? I totally hit that target.
I
But
think
Numa
I blanked
is...
on the battle droid.
Did I blank on the battle droid?
Yeah.
I guess... Oh, so I wasn't shooting at him with a heavy character, so yes, more or less. I'm getting my character management completely confused here. It's okay though, not a big deal. Alright. I will jump down into the sewers here where we're gonna meet Killer Croc. Wait, that's Shem's Batman run tomorrow. Never mind, forget I said anything. I don't even know where to go over making that joke. Sorry, I made that a bit awkward. But yeah, Act 2 is almost done. When we get to Act 3, it's going to put us with only Obi-Wan and, I believe, Cody. But while this black screen is happening and it says meanwhile, I can actually move forwards. Like, you can hear studs being collected. And I set up jump storage here, which I have to go off of this drain cover. But once again, you need the frame 5 jump storage to get up there. This skips a big section because you should actually have 6 characters at this point. And it's only thanks to jump storage that we can get away with having the 2 here. This is a cycle that if you miss, you lose like 20 seconds waiting for it to come back again. So it isn't too difficult, but you want to make sure not to die before that. And yeah, it skips quite a lot of this act. So we're going to see more jump storages, and once again, I believe we need frame 5. The first one isn't picky, but I think the second one is. So, first of all, I'm going to stand on this statue, which has a really small hitbox that isn't where you would think it is, and then I get up here. Got it first try. Well, okay, not on the statue, but I got the second part first try. And there's another droid on the toilet. Second time in this run. And then we free our friends. So that is Storm over Rylos done. There are 3 levels left. This I mentioned is like my least favorite level in the game. It's not like as hard in terms of skips as the levels we saw earlier in the run, like Duel of the Droids and Lair of Grievous. But unfortunately for me, it's like just less fun. This first act is like easy enough because it's more or less going right the entire time, and actually there is a pretty cool skip in a couple rooms time. But for some reason I have so much trouble getting jump storage with this Phase 2 clone commander. Hitting frame 5 is also hard at certain times because the game does lag, so like frame 5 is sometimes later than it seems to be. And that's probably what causes these Phase 2 clone commander storages to be harder. Ow. I do not usually die there. Oh well. We're going to free another clone here. It was just a regular clone. I just noticed my DS is on red, so I should try to find a time to plug it in. Otherwise that would be really unfortunate. I can do that at the beginning of Act 3, or like in between the sections in Act 3. And yeah, there is a funny skip here, which, based on how the game reacts, it should be completely intentional. So I jump on this droid and its hover ship, and it's got collision, and like it actually kills the droid, and it keeps you like locked on that ship until you jump. So it is actually intentional, which is really cool. Imagine a time when LEGO devs put in skips in the levels and didn't patch them out. What a world we live in now where that doesn't happen.
I love putting invisible walls that don't do anything other than stop speedrunners from doing platforming skips.
Yeah, LEGO devs don't seem to like speedrunning anymore. Very sad. Wait, why did I just do Windu storage? I need Windu to double jump. We gotta get over this big rock there. And coming up is gonna be another one of those cases where this skip really doesn't save much time, but like, I wanna go for it. And it's also like really hard to get properly because you need to chain the storage and go like far enough to get to the ledge there. And it's not letting me get the character swap out. Yeah, so I think you see what I'm trying to do, but it's way harder than it needs to be. So instead I'm going to introduce you to Straight Line Boss earlier than planned. Drawing a straight line on the touchscreen is impossible. Like, what was that right there? I was definitely not going too fast, because that's one factor of it, but I guess I was not actually drawing a straight line.
More difficult than circle for some reason. It shouldn't be.
Yeah, like so many times you have to draw circles, but there's only a couple times where the game might make you draw a straight line, and they're all really hard. I feel like they were not made very well. So now I'm going to free this character, who I honestly have no idea what their name is. And for doing that, they are going to use their super strength and push this over. Don't know why Mace Windu couldn't have used the Force, but whatever. And this is going to be the end of Act 2, and Act 3 is where it all really, really goes downhill. And I'm going to be using feat strats to make sure that there is an empty space in my extension cord to plug in the charger. All right, there is an empty space now, and I'm gonna go get my charger. Okay, I've got my charger ready, but it's not plugged in just yet. There will be more downtime before the end of this act. But yes, this is another section where you're supposed to kill droids for a mini kit. There is one funny thing about it as well. You saw me take out clone troopers in Blue Shadow Virus to count towards the total. This time I don't even have to do it myself. So I'm walking across these like force field bridges, and when I get to the one after this, there's going to be an event cutscene where the bridge gets turned off while 3 clone troopers are running over, and we should now see that yes, the counter goes down from 7 to 4, so they count towards the droid kill counter as well.
I wonder if you fall off or get shot, does that count as the, or does it count for the kill counter? Because it might be like all entities.
I mean, I don't know. That wouldn't be fast, I feel like. Okay, and then this room is a bit stressful because these, like, I don't even know what they are, but they hit like a truck, and they also are like absolute tanks as well. Man, I couldn't get my character swap off. Don't know what that was about.
Yeah, the commando droids are like super hard to target.
Yeah, they take like 2 hits at least. Sometimes it feels like more. Alright, so now I'm gonna plug in my DS. You can do it. Don't die on me just yet. Okay. Oh no, this is a dodgy charger. Gonna have to keep it like wrapped around my leg so that it's straightened out. Alright, this is the final ship section we're coming up to. And yeah, it's probably gonna be the most, like the biggest nightmare so far with the inverted controls. Well, let's see how it goes. So it starts off with taking out these vultures around here, and the aiming is being really weird. Like, the aiming is not completely controlled by me. I guess you could call it an aiming laser. Wow, that vulture's all the way out there. That's really rude.
The most annoying part about this is there's always like one more enemy you need to defeat. So you need to get like another set of torpedoes like every single time when there's just one enemy left.
But actually, if none of your torpedoes blank, you should be able to get through this section with like exactly the right amount. And like, I forget how many torpedo refills you need, but like it should be exactly enough. Like if you don't blank on anything, then you should have 0 when you finish the level. But that doesn't always happen, unfortunately. But yeah, like Flaming said, now I have to go get more before I can go take out these tanks.
Not blanking on anything is asking for a lot.
Yeah, not particularly at this bit here with the tanks, but
The radar.
the radar towers, yeah, that's easily the worst part. And now before I'm even done taking out the tanks, I need to go back for more missiles. And honestly, the spacing of when you have to use them, because of those 4 tanks right there rather than like 3, which would be a complete set of missiles, it makes this section really awkward too, because then we take out these radar towers, which take 3 hits each. But you should be able to do that like with only 1 refill, but instead you have to do 2. because you only go in with 4. Alright, let's see if this doesn't blank. Okay, that one has worked so far, and my extra pack is over here. Bit further away than I would have wanted, that's for sure. So, to try and avoid blanking, I'm gonna go a bit further over here. Oh, okay, that was already taken out. Okay, now there's one more tower. This should work. Okay, I hope I'm not speaking too soon, but I should be able to play it safe enough where I won't actually blank on anything. Which means that there have been no blanks throughout the run. So that's a success in my book.
It's because of the inverted controls.
Yeah. I mean, this run has not been fast, let me tell you. It's going to be a pretty disappointing time, but it'll still be fast enough to get an underestimate. I had a pretty generous estimate thanks to new strats that were implemented since I submitted the run. But yeah, in between like these two groups of the hyena bombers, you have to wait like 30 seconds. Which is annoying. It just is a waste of time. A Jundland waste of time. That just doesn't even matter really because there was nothing going on in the stage at the time. Alright, here we go. So, one comes in over there, and then the other one is on the other side. And now once again, it's going to take like 30 seconds for the level to decide it's done. Yeah, I'm going to take another drink now, and I suggest everyone else does.
I think the waiting period is just so you have enough time to get all the mini kits.
Well, there's actually only that one from saving Ryloth in this version, in this area. Yeah, we thankfully do not have to see any more flying sections. And there are 2 levels left, both relatively short. This one is called Weapons Factory. What weapons are they making, Flaming? Why don't yeah. Tell us what they're making?
They are making these like super overpowered tanks that can like not be destroyed or something.
So like an upgrade of the versions of tanks that we've seen throughout the game already?
Not exactly. It looks like a giant rectangle.
Huh. It does sound pretty terrifying, so I'm glad we're on our way to stop that. We're gonna see something quite funny coming up, actually. I mean, this Droideka is actually funny too, because like, where it's sending now, he's never gonna get me. I'm going right in between the bullets. But yes, this is gonna be another section where you can take out a number of droids to get a mini kit, except there's so many of them, and they are very like, low poly, or they look like they came out of a Complete Saga DS cutscene.
Okay,
Like-
so it's these tanks. They're called super tanks.
Okay. Super tanks. Wow, that's an inventive name. So yeah, I don't actually have to take out 30 droids, but I am slashing because it helps me get through without taking damage, and a death would be slow. However, just because of the way the run is going, we're gonna get a death anyway. So now we go through another part with Ahsoka and Barriss, or is it Barriss? I have not seen the show, so I don't know how it's pronounced.
I think it's Barriss.
Barriss Offee. Jump storage to get over that gap. You know the drill by this point. I'm just character swapping in midair, or with Jedi. It's after a single jump slam. and that gives me extra height. And yeah, before we had jump storage in this game, the best time was a 2:17. So yeah, the record now that we have all that is a 1:48.
I think if people did more runs of no jump storage, it could probably go down to like a 210, like at best.
Yeah, it's got more time to go down, but why would you do more runs without jump storage? Alright, so getting over that right there is a bit tricky because there's only like a small spot that isn't a solid wall. I guess I'm gonna die here to this Geonosian, yeah. They attack really slowly, but apparently my health was already really low. Oh, please, just let me go. And this is like kind of a decent sequence break getting up here. Whoa, that was a big boost. I must have got like boost from the corner or something. And yeah, with that, that's already the end of Act 2. We haven't seen a factory yet, even though this is called Weapons Factory. And the factory actually only takes up half of an act.
Well, in the show, Ahsoka and Barriss were sneaking in through these catacombs because a frontal assault was like too dangerous or whatever.
I see. I am learning more. I should actually watch the Clone Wars at some point, huh?
Yeah, Clone Wars is a really good show.
So I went over to the side to take out that battle droid because where I am currently, like, the camera pans when I use the force there, and that means that any enemy on screen can then actually deal damage to me. But if there were any blaster bolts going towards me while the shooter is off screen, then they are completely ineffective. That's how it works in quite a few of these handheld games. Although it doesn't always seem to be 100% accurate, it's just generally how it works. So this is the factory section, where you want to be really careful not to fall. So I'm gonna try to do some single jumps here to get across. Ah, that is exactly what I didn't want to do. Yeah, so that puts me all the way back here. I'll get another chance to do it, but I wanted to show it off to you first time. Yeah, I had to go with a double jump for safety. Single jump would be faster because you spend less time in the air, and if you remember way back in the beginning of this run, almost 2 hours ago, we said that jumping loses time when you're like moving forwards. So in this room I have to take out the Geonosians, 2 from here, and then 2 come from another side. They take like 3 hits, something like that. It's like they tried to add progressive difficulty in this game by making the enemies take more hits as you go. But like, there isn't really usually a difficulty factor in my LEGO games, except for the one you saw Flaming run earlier with indoor platforming. But that right there is the end of Weapons Factory. Just about done with it before the world record is done with the entire run. And because there's a whole level left, yeah, this run has not been super fantastic, but I hope you've enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite handheld games, actually, and I only picked it up at the beginning of this year. But jump storage has made it really cool. It had a tough learning curve, like I really hated it at first. But now I've got pretty used to it. That being said, I do hate it in Batman, which Nice Fighter also discovered it was in. I don't think I mentioned, but a lot of these jump storage tricks were discovered by Nice Fighter, so thank you very much for that. Here we're going to see another straight line boss, which if you do like all the skips well, it should be the only one you see. But that straight line boss behaved, so that's nice. One of the worst mistakes in that I could make in this any percent run is coming up, which would be failing this jump storage here. So I'm gonna hope that doesn't happen. I'll get single jump slash, and that should be enough. So I need to make it across this gap. If I fall down there, it is not death. It is actually worse than that. If it was death, I would just respawn back up. But instead, it is a pit. I swapped completely the wrong way. Well, that was beautiful. Well, we're not going to get sub 145 now, sub 155 now. Oh well.
Targeting on these forces are so dumb as well.
Yeah. So I used the wrong shoulder button to swap there, and I'm not going to do that this time. Yep. I just wanted to show you exactly what I meant, that is actually a fate worse than death. This one you do die if you fall in, and I clearly wanted to show that off here as well. Whoa. I don't... Okay, what is happening right here? Because, like, am I not close enough? I'm getting, like, a huge height boost from it, but I was falling just short. I guess I was jumping too early. But yeah, we are not going to get under 155. I am kind of sad about the time that this run is getting, but I've still gotten like most of the tricks. The big skips that came earlier on in the run, I got them. And this one I can hopefully use slash storage to... It's actually not storing anything. It's all falling apart now. I can hopefully use it to get on top of the statue and then over and through the ceiling there. That is not a part that should be going wrong. Oh well. We're so close to the end. All I have to do is get through it now. At least the game didn't crash in the spots that it usually can. I almost went for that jump without even setting up jump storage. Oh. I'm trying to rush it now, I guess, just so we're done. Still, not in danger of going over estimate. At least there's that. Now I have to build this statue in a particular order. And while this happens, there's going to be a zombie Geonosian that will slowly wander towards me. And this is really unusual to be on one heart here, but it actually makes this a danger. Yeah, I'm going to die. But fortunately, the force animation is completely seen out, even though I died there. And it didn't actually waste any time in the end, because I have to wait for all of this to happen before I can move anymore. And we're going to see our last instance of chained jump storage. Ah, close, but not quite. Of course, it has to go wrong too. Like, this is the main part of the level that goes wrong. Yeah, it's just not going to cooperate now. Beautiful. What do I need to do? Maybe I'll try swapping the other way. Whatever. I'm shaking my head, but I know you can't actually see me on camera. Slow down my jump and it's still not working. This is my punishment for saying we won't actually go above estimate. Oh, finally. Man, we're not even going to beat my marathon best now, which was before we added a few of the skips. It all went completely downhill in this level. So this is a part where I do not have to take out these zombie Geonosians. I can actually just use the door. And it opens down slowly, but once again I swapped the wrong way. I didn't have anything stored anyway. This is a disaster. Let's just finish this run, huh? Whew. Okay, Poggle, the final boss. like I said, this game is really cool as long as you are not flying a ship or fighting a boss. Puckle goes down really easily, but you still have to do the, like, bit after this. Like, another thing that roars like the worm from earlier will appear. It's more like a, I don't know, a slug or a caterpillar. It's gonna shoot, it's gonna aim at me right now. But then after this, I can just completely stand out of the way of the attacks because they come in set patterns, and there's like a safe spot over here at the side.
Yeah, so it's called the Geonosian Queen, and I think it like controls all the Geonosians with a hive mind or something.
Hive mind. Is that why they're all evil? Is that why the
I guess so.
Geonosians don't like us? I gotta admit, I'm completely losing it now. It's like, I wish I had inverted shoulder buttons turned on so that I could not have character swap the wrong way so many times just in this level. But it's okay, we're almost done. There's one more hit to get on the Geonosian Queen. I am going to collapse this. I could use the touchscreen, but I don't like the touchscreen to swap characters in this game. It usually goes to the wrong place. So I generally just use the shoulder buttons. And now I must escape. So as long as I get out of this first try, time will be coming up when the screen fades to black at the end. It's been a long time since I've died here, but given how this level has gone, we're due for that to happen. Never mind, we're safe. And, okay, that's time. Okay. I timed that as a 1:56:47, which is very not fast compared to what I could do. 8 minutes slower than my best time. Still, there were a couple of small golds that I got in that run, and I'm happy to have got through it. And I hope everyone enjoyed that. So yeah, it's a bit exhausting as well commentating all the handheld runs. I've done 5 of them now, and there will be one more tomorrow. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this run. There's a lovely cutscene here, which is the true reason Anakin goes to the dark side. Flaming, you asked earlier if all the cutscenes are from the PC version, and yes, except for this one, which I believe is unique, where Anakin chooses a
This
cupcake.
one is definitely not in the PC console version.
Alright, so yeah, main shoutouts to, I guess, Nice Fighter for putting most of the work into finding the skips for this game. He's also run on both the DS and the PSP versions. Flaming used to have the record before Jump Storage happened, and in his opinion, it was an amazing run.
It was a pretty amazing run that got beaten by 20 minutes with no new strats.
And yes, thank you to the entire LEGO community for being awesome and donating so much money already. We are way past our goal. Alright, Justin, I think we're good for the intermission. Thank you.